Welcome to another episode. This one is going to be a little bit different. I kind of wanted to do a kind of like catch up episode and ramble on about what I've been working on, tell you what's been going on with my life. Nothing negative. I feel like I haven't, just got on here and just choose me con ustedes. And so I want to kind of like share a little bit of how I've been doing transitioning from the military, moving from California to Texas to adjusting with different income, what's been going on with my Chisme, my plans, and so on. And I'm not going to do too much editing because, to be quite honest, I kind of messed up and I missed last week. This week, you're getting this episode on maybe what today I'm recording on Thursday. Maybe you'll see it today, if not Friday morning. And but it's because I've been just kind of like all over the place. I did get a podcast editor, which has helped so much. And let me tell you how much that has changed my routine. That matter of fact, now I have added her. I'm going to ask her now that she came back from vacation to edit my other podcast, my real estate cheeseman podcast. And so with that, I guess I'll talk a little bit first what's been going on with the podcast. I started Money Cheeseman, but 22, 23. Yeah, se me olvidó. It's been like a while, but basically it's been 3 years, I think already. And it was a struggle. The first 2 years, I was all scattered. Well, I was just kind of like, just surviving, started to reap the benefits, start to see some traction, especially now that I got a podcast editor, which shout out to her. She is awesome. She has increased my downloads, and which has allowed, well, her taking over the editing has opened up my time to be able to really sit and think about the episodes that I put out because I'm going to be honest, the first 2 years I was just siendo lo que like no real strategy, no real like structure to the episodes. I feel like now that, well, combined with her efforts and my ability to now really think what I want to put out. If y'all have been following, hopefully y'all have noticed the change. Let me know, if not, también dime, like, si no te está gustando, but I feel like it has because I mean, my downloads have increased. So I think I'm going in the right direction. So I want to give myself a pat in the back, but also, shout out to my editor, Anita. She has really is helping me grow. I ended up getting my first brand deal. Was a learning curve. Was nice. And so finally, yay, some income. So I'm gonna push more for that this year. I think I really got to put myself out there and really work on actually making some money with Money Chisme. Because I mean, I'll get like affiliate things here and there. I'm not very good at pushing like affiliate links or things that might help support this podcast because I've been bootstrapping this podcast for basically my whole time. But now that I don't have a job, I just have my disability and money from school. I really need to like get on the ball and yeah, take this more seriously and start making some income to at least, pay my editor and some money, right? Because that was the whole point, to be self-sufficient and provide for not only myself but my family and of course my parents is, something that I talk about, which I guess that's a good time to plug in, right? Like, check out the resources down below. If anything applies to you, feel free to use the affiliate. Again, it helps support the podcast. I think I have, what's it called? A buy me a coffee link. I'll put it there if I find it. That's another way to just, directly support the podcast. But I like to use affiliate links because usually that benefits you. Like, for example, if you're buying a book from my Amazon list, or I try to have books on there that are POC authors, Black women authors, Latina authors. I try to have that on there so it benefits the community, benefits you because you get a good book and also supports the podcast. So triple win. And then I really am pushing more on YouTube as well. So if you're not subscribed to the YouTube, definitely go subscribe as well. I want to, once I turn over the second podcast to my editor, Then I'm going to have more time to also do some additional episodes on YouTube. I also have the real estate Chisme podcast, which is everything real estate related. And I have a co host over there. So then we're doing different types of videos. So all of those will be down below. So this year I'm going to get really on the ball to grow those and push out more of that content so that way we can start, making some income, start supporting ourselves. I really love doing this, but man, I will definitely love it more que me esté dando some income back, que me dé un dinerito, even if it just covers the cost of the expenses, right? As far as my real estate investments, I talk about it again on the Real Estate Cheeseman podcast. I won't get too much into detail, but just kind of like a quick little summary is that I am still stabilizing one of my properties because one unit took forever to get occupied. And it was a combination of things, had to adjust the rental market. The rental market did change up. Luckily, it's something I talk about in that podcast is that making sure you're conservative with your numbers. So I'm good either way that I had to drop the rent and now it's 200 lower, which goes together with my other properties. This was actually my property that would had the highest rent. So it was something that I kind of like foresaw and planned for. So it's fine. The only thing was that it took forever to rent out because there was a lot of snow. Who wants to move during snow? Talk to my property manager. I actually have an episode, I'll link it below, of you know, my struggle. And then, but I'm also going to do an update now that I talked to my property manager, and that's what's going on with my Milwaukee portfolio. It's a little bit kind of like still stabilizing. Then I have this duplex that I just bought, and that one is it's been a fun project. I just took it over at the end of March, so I'm still turning it over. It is occupied except the one in the one bedroom is going to move out, because one, I took this property over from a slumlord, so he's just kind of burnt out. I don't blame him. I had a real good conversation with him, and, he told me all the struggles that, unfortunately he had to deal with. I'll share that, I mean, in the other when I do an update of my portfolio in the other podcasts. But basically, yeah, he's going to move out, but he also has more opportunity in some other states, meaning I'm having a turnover, which I'm okay with because I really wanted that unit was the one that was the worst one. I need to replace the floor and all that stuff. And so it was going to be a struggle to do that with a tenant in there. The other unit seems to be okay. We already replaced the front and back porch because let me tell you, and this lumber was horrible, horrible. Like, how are you not scared of liability of a lawsuit because those steps were janky. But yeah, so that's what's going on with that. It's been pretty fun but stressful in setting up all the logistics with management because self-managing this one because I really want to do more active investing for offsetting W2 income of my husband. And we talk a little bit more about that in the other podcast. And let's see what else. I want to talk a little bit about how it's been going now that I'm technically lean fire, right? I'm not working. I get to do this on my free time. I get to spend time with my daughter. Well, I have a nanny during the day 4 times a week, so I could have the time to do this plus my homework because I am going to school. Let me tell you how nice and how much of a change it has been going from like military life, right? And having to get up early, having to drive an hour to work, and then being there all day. I mean, it was taxing on my body and just on my mind, on my mental health as well. And then had I stayed in, I would have been over there in the Middle East because the ship that I was supposed to go to, that's where they're at. They're over there. They're over there. And so I'm so glad that I got out, that I had the foresight to see where we were heading and having set my plan in motion to get out. And now I get to just spend my time being with with my family. I'm lucky that my husband got a remote jobs. Uh, he gets to be here as well. No, we get to spend time with my daughter and have the free time to be, growing Money Chisme and my other podcast, and enjoying a slower paced life. Like it's nice to wake up, well, not cuando me dé la gana because I do have a 2-year-old, but it's really just doing a lot of things on my own terms, on my own time. I could even go record this on the porch or whatever. I could, it's been nice, but it has taken some adjustments. I don't think I had so much of the big shift with, because I will say sometimes when military get out, they have a hard time adjusting to civilian life because military life is very structured. You get told what to do, where to be, how to do it. Everything is, everything has standards, routine, and all that stuff, right? And then when you get out, like all of a sudden, ya no tienes ese structure, and a lot of people have been in the military for so long that they lose that. Like it basically becomes your identity, and so then you lose that identity, and then you get out, you're like all that's cut off. All that is cut off. Yeah, there's like groups out there. You could join Facebook groups, but it's not the same from like every single day you go to work and you have your team and you poke and joke, and it's a way of life that you can get used to. Luckily for me, that because I had the foresight and I had planned and I had found money chisme, I had found real estate investing, I started to build and I started to really get into a lot of Instagram and these communities with other Latinas. And so I started really reaching out and looking for community outside of the military the past few years that I was in. So luckily, I had already started building my identity back. And so when I got out, I was just kind of like, I was just honestly like, dude, when is this contract up? I'm ready to go. Only thing I'm still thinking about is the money that they still owe me that I'm still waiting on. Like just had to call them last week, and that was a pain because they were like, "What are you talking about? We don't have a trouble ticket." And so then I had to submit it again. And so hopefully I get that paid out soon. So we're coming up on almost a year. So, yeah, no regrets on getting out, especially now with this war and stuff. So, that's what kind of like the adjustment. It has been, I will say, an adjustment being in a rural area, being back in Texas and in a rural area because it's like Texas. Because I'm from Dallas, but Dallas is a city, but Key is like Texas, right? Like what you think about when you think about Texas. But I enjoy it. Like I do like it. I like the slow pace. I like the people. Yes, you might have some thoughts about, the rural mindset, but a lot of it there's still like community, and where I'm at is mostly Latinos, right? It's mostly Hispanic here. So it's been nice. It's been nice. It's an adjustment because we are rural, so not everything is easily accessible. Homesteading has been an adjustment. I've given myself more tasks on top of the task of having three freaking two podcasts and three YouTube channels. Because if you didn't know, I did start a YouTube channel for my homesteading, documenting my journey of homesteading. So that's if that's something that interests you, all those channels will be linked below. So yeah, so I've been doing that. Homesteading, I just started my garden and that was a struggle. Um Man, let me tell you, it's physically demanding. I am not as young as I used to be, and especially now with all my my aches and pains from the military, I've been adjusting pretty well. Besides the finances, which not next week, but the episode after that, I talk about how that adjustment going from high income to cutting it almost in half has been an adjustment and kind of like the lessons learned and kind of the mistakes I made. So be on the lookout for that episode. It's not next week, but the week after that is what I have it planned. Other than that, I've just been like trying to grow this podcast, trying to be more active in social media, but it's just so like taxing, especially Instagram. Instagram is so annoying. TikTok is a little bit annoying as well. I'm planning to have more time to be able to do better social media. I think I'm just having a hard time figuring out lo que quieren ver in social media on TikTok. On TikTok, I know a little bit. I think I was just putting too much just podcast clips that I thought were good, right? Like good little clips from the episode that had some good info. Pero TikTok, quieren más drama. Give me some feedback. Let me know what do you feel is attracting you when you're scrolling on Reels or when you're scrolling on TikTok. Like what ¿qué te gusta ver on each platform? I would like to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments if you're watching on YouTube or send me a DM. Like, feel free to DM me on Instagram. Ahorita, like, that's one of the good things is que right now that I don't have too much followers on Instagram. I could easily see the DMs. So yeah, give me some feedback on okay, what resonates with you because I think the past year or so I've been really focusing on like educational content, pero como que no, it's not hitting. I think that's the strategy for YouTube. But the other thing I'm growing is that I've put a pause on the keys to cash flow because I just want to focus on growing my reach because I realized that I'm talking out into the void. Like, yes, y'all listen to podcasts on social media, como que I'm talking out into the void because I'm not getting as much reach. And that's something for me, that's my strategy. Well, my lack of or poor strategy that which is why I'm asking for feedback of it as a consumer, or even if you're also on social media, let me know. So I'm gonna make adjustments for that. But I've decided to create a community on School. I don't know if y'all have heard of that platform, but it's a free platform and you can learn different things. You can create like your own community where you could put like courses. Has a forum. It has like a way to do like like calls and all that stuff. And so I've been playing around and I really, really like it. And I think that's what I want to pursue right now. And I just started it up. So I only have like 5 members right now. But the goal with that is to create a real estate community, investing community of Latinas or even women of color también. But the focus is Latinas, but it is open to women of color. I just want to do it with the Latina lens. Yeah, put like 5-minute breakdowns of real estate stuff. Once I get enough members, I want to host like monthly calls and just kind of like network accountability stuff like that. And then eventually, yes, we'll have some paid tiers, but right now my focus is just to growing it, and I'll probably move my courses there. But yeah, if you're interested, it's going to be down below. Want to learn about investing in real estate? Or maybe you're already a real estate investor and you want to come join the community and help support, help mentor, because that's one of the things that help someone become successful and actually take action is by having that network of like-minded people. I think I rambled too much on that. Other than that, my goals are pretty simple. Grow the podcast, grow my YouTube channel for it to start bringing in some income, and start chasing more brand deals, of course. And then continue growing my real estate portfolio. Once this one's done, then I'm going to go and then get another one. And the goal is 3 this year, but we'll see. Definitely 2 though. And other than that, yeah, that's it for me. Thank you for if you made it to the end of this episode, thank you for listening. Hit me up on DM any questions. Again, check out the resources down below and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like and share this episode so others can also find this podcast. Don't forget to follow me on all my social medias listed in the show notes below, where you can also find resources to help you in your financial journey. If you're interested in becoming a guest on the podcast, you can find that information in the show notes. Other than that, thank you so much for your support, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.